The second kiss shared by father and son prompted tweets from viewers using words like very disturbing and uncomfortably long.
It's crazy.
What?
We finish each other's
Sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, I don't think college athletes are given enough time to really take advantage of the free education that they're given.
For the land and of the free.
Overnight, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick refusing to stand during the national anthem again.
And because this is a very critical time, and me being in the position I am, I had to voice this to y'all. So
the relationship between sports, media, and athletes has always existed. It is just evolving. The relationship used to be 2 degrees of separation, meaning an athlete was interviewed by a reporter, then who relayed the story to an audience. Now we see 1 degree of separation, meaning the athlete can directly communicate with their audience because of social media. We can now see their completely uncensored opinion and their massive campaigns via social media.
Thomas Gift and Andrew Miner discussed the relationship between sports and politics and how they've been completely understudied. They state that it's a shame because of how impactful sports are to the daily lives of so many. They note that coverage of sports is sometimes implicated in different social issues, but there's been a huge shift recently, a lot because of athletes taking campaigns into their own hands. Sean Ford and Brian Wilson study the term sports media activism. They also note that this research contributes to a limited body of literature on sport-related activism, and especially to thinking about the role of media in sport-related activism. They also note that sports media activists are using a more democratic and participatory media so that people, or the athletes' fans, can interact.
First off, LeBron's response to shut up and dribble was very professional, and it was just right on point. You know, it was no malice, no revenge, no evil towards it. It was just, I'm more than an athlete. I think as athletes, like even in my sport and other sports, we're not deemed to be educated enough to speak on politics or world issues. And, just because we play a sport doesn't mean that we're not human. Like, I think that's another thing too. Like, when we play sports, when we make mistakes or have interviews and lose, they feel like, we can't have any emotion. We just have to give generic answers. And if we do anything out of the ordinary, it's like, we're a bad person, or, we're made out to be unethical, which isn't fair. And I think LeBron's just saying, he's using his platform to speak on issues in the world, which takes a lot of guts to do. And same thing with Colin Kaepernick. I feel like even more athletes should do it, because we are given such a platform where we're role models, and we're figures to other people's lives. Some people they see us as gold, so it's like they don't just want to see us play basketball or just play our sport. They want to see what do we like, what do we enjoy to do, like what bothers us. That's just what being a human is about. Like just interacting and just showing like you're human. Like that's what it's really about.
I think athletes should continue to use the platform that they have, and I think the platform should get even bigger. The reason why I say that is because, like DJ mentioned earlier, we have such a huge responsibility, not on the court, on the field, or anywhere. We have such a huge responsibility to the little kids that it was in the same position that we was in when we was younger. Because I remember I used to tie my shoe just like Chris Paul used to tie his shoe, and now I'm sitting here in college and I know kids tell me all the time, hey man, how do you do this? And why'd you pick that number? And what is your last name? I like your hair, and I'm gonna get my hair cut like you. And I remember those days, and I was like, man, I can't wait to see Gilbert Arenas in person. And y'all probably don't know what that is, but and that's why I think we should continue to be like activists and speak up. It's because it's our job. I mean, we got people that run the country. Good. I'm happy for them. I'm glad they do that. But we are like the heroes for the little people, if that makes sense. Like, our job as basketball players, like, they got the kids that say, oh, I could be that. Because they, like, he's my cousin. Like, I could do what my cousin do because he's the same blood as me and he got the same name as me. I could do that. And that's how I feel about the situation.
Our polling found that most people keep up with their teams via social media or ESPN. And it also found that most people do follow certain athletes on social media. In conclusion, athletes have the power to influence for good and for bad.